Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Saddlemen seat that I just installed the other day. And we'll also be looking at the Sissybar as well. So to start off with, I'll do the, the easiest install first, which was the seat. So when you have the seat from the factory, it'll come with this bolt here. I've now repurposed it for my install of the new seat. So what you're gonna want to do first is find the correct Allen wrench or Allen key. I don't quite know what the official name of it is. The tool to take the bolt off. So Indian has very conveniently placed one for you down here on the bottom of the bike. So it's this thing here. So if you look up underneath, I'll point you guys. There's an Allen key down here. So what you have to do to get this out is push it in. So you'll push it in and then you'll flick it down and you can pull it right out. So once you do that, you're free to take the bolt out. Okay, so I've taken that bolt out now. And this is what you have with the bolt. So you have the bolt itself, a little washer, and this just like a little gusset or something to protect the paint on your bike underneath the seat. So you can see here, there's nothing keeping the metal of the bottom of the seat rubbing against the paint. So that is what that is for. So the Saddlemen seat is a little tight to get off, but comes right out. All you gotta do is pull it. And there you go, there's the bike without a seat. And the you can kind of see, actually, I took this out for a ride the other day, and you can start to see the little pressure points it's putting on the bike. So I don't know if it's going to rub the paint off or not. I doubt it, but you know, who knows? It might eventually. I don't plan on putting the solo seat back on ever again, so that's okay. So you can see here, the Saddlemen seat also has some hooks in the front, and in the back it has the bolt spot. All right, so that's the Saddlemen seat off. Now, the one thing I did want to mention with this is there is this little like rubber protector for the hole in the back here. So originally it's here. If you get the stock solo seat, you'll have this in the back hole. So it doesn't rust or something. I don't know, it protects the threads from dirt or something. Anyway, I did not know this when I started doing, trying to remove the bolt. But this is actually threaded. I thought it was just like, you push it in and it stays. And you pry it out and you just like pop it right out, but no, it's not actually. It's a full bolt. So if I unscrew this, it is a threaded piece of rubber that protects your, I guess, empty hole in the back here. So you can see, I don't know if you guys can tell, it might be a little too dark, but I did kind of scuff it up a little bit around the hole because I tried prying it out and it didn't work. And then I looked it up. So pro tip, look it up first before you try to start removing stuff. So hopefully maybe one of you guys out there with a Chief trying to put a 2-up seat on here, or, you know, put anything in that hole in the back. Hopefully this helps you, because it definitely would have helped me from having to scratch that up. But to be fair, it was in there pretty tight. Anyway, that's that. So that's the seat. And if you were to put the solo seat back on, you'd just put it on like so. And then, you know, obviously hook it back up into the bolt and off you go. So seat install, very, very easy. Not too hard. The only problem I had, like I said, was this silly little bolt, which I thought was not a bolt, and I didn't think it was threaded, but it turns out it is. So that's the seat. So we'll move on to the Sissybar next. Alright guys, so next is the Sissybar install. So to prevent my pain and suffering from the original time I installed this a few days ago, I'm just going to show it to you guys on one of these spools because it is very difficult to install by yourself. So just keep that in mind. If you have the Indian mounting spools like these ones here, here I'll give you a bit of a close-up. These here, it is a very, very tight squeeze. I'll just put it that way. So the way you do it for the Indian mounting spools is you need a 7/16. You slap this bad boy in there and you just crank away. So let me go ahead and get one of these off here and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, so here is the mounting spool. So it's 3 pieces, I guess 4 if you count the washer here. So there's a washer here with the screw, and then there is this piece here and this plastic like cover piece that goes over top of this. So the whole assembly would be plastic piece over this, bolt through the hole with the washer on this side, straight through the hole. So the Sissybar I got was the Dean Speed, and I'll link it in the description, the exact model I got. But you can see here, it's pretty flush with the bike. It's not too bad as far as space goes, especially when you tighten it down. But there is one thing I would like to mention overall about the install. So as you can imagine, if you're doing this by yourself, it is a little hard to get it all to fit properly. So what I did was on this side, you can pick whichever side you want, it doesn't matter, but I found since the bike leans this way, it's a little easier to do the install on this side first, on the other side, than it is to do it on this side. So I put just some like washcloths over top of this part and this part, so this metal piece here would not rub up against the paint and damage it. That's pretty much it for the Sissybar install. I mean, all you have to do is put all 4 of these mounting spools in these little holes and you're pretty much good to go. Now, I don't know what the default mounting hardware is. To be honest with you, I didn't pay much attention to the hardware back here when I first got the bike, but I imagine it's something akin to this, just not sticking out as much. So if you do not have the mounting spools, I imagine all you need is a screw that fits in this hole and fit it right in there and you're good to go. Now there is an open hole on the other side of this screw hole, so you might not want to get too long of a screw because it could potentially bust in there where your tire is. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you guys look in here, there is a couple of screw holes. I don't know if it's too dark or not, but there's a screw hole here, and there's a screw hole down here, right there. And the same goes for the other side. So if you get a screw that is too long, it will poke out of these holes, and you can see it's really close to where your tire's at, so just be careful. Don't get a screw that is too long. Alright, so let me show you guys how I put this in and install it. So thankfully all of my screws are still in, including the other side. The mounting spools are still in, so this is pretty much lined up already for me. But like I said, it's really hard to do by yourself. So if you do have somebody like your girlfriend or roommate or whoever, a friend of yours, get them to help you with this, because it is very irritating to line these up. And it's actually, if you have the mounting spools, it's probably more irritating. If you have screws, it's probably okay. The regular mounting hardware without the spools. But if you do have the spools, it's tough because there's not a lot of space. As you can see, this is the space you have to work with. Pretty much the size of my finger, like the beginning part of my pinky. You have that much room to mess with this. So when you tighten these down and you want to do it in a specific way, there will be a lot of space between the bar and the bike. So you just have to like push really hard and get the first couple of threads in there and then finish it off. So that's, speaking of which, this was the hardest one to do. It might not be the same for you, but this one was really tough for me. So anyway, let me fast forward and install this mounting spool again. All right, now that is just good and tight. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this, but I can't be bothered to look it up. So I think it's on there pretty good. All of these are on there pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. One thing I forgot to mention though is on the Dean Speed bars that you get, the Sissybar, there is nothing protecting your bike on the opposite side. So like inside here where this connects, there is nothing protecting your bike from getting scratched if you tighten this too much. So what I did is I just got some rubber like washers and I shoved them up underneath here and I have them in there protecting the paint. Let me show you one actually. Okay guys, so I don't know if you can see it very well. The light might be a little funny, but I have this. I got it from Amazon. It was pretty cheap. It's just a bunch of O-rings, rubber O-rings that are like different sizes. So in this case, I used this size. So let me figure out which one this is. So I used a 12 by 3 O-ring on this. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with those sizes. I don't know if that's a universal size or if that's just what these guys use as measurements, but that's the O-ring that I used. So I don't know if there's a better way of doing that. I figured rubber probably won't hurt the bike too much as compared to metal straight up scraping it. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. Those are the only nuances, is that it's really tough if you do it by yourself. And just make sure you cover these with like washcloth or like some kind of towel on the side of the bike that you're not tightening down, because when you set this down, it'll be kind of tough to manage it between the two sides if you're doing it by yourself. And it's probably just a good idea to do it anyway, because if you do mess up, at least your bike isn't scratched. And the rubber O-rings. Just put those O-rings on and you're good to go. So that's the seat and the Sissybar install for you guys. Sorry I did not do like the whole thing and make it like a montage and stuff, but maybe next time I'll try and do something like that. But like I said in one of my previous videos, I am not mechanically inclined, so that's why I kind of do this stuff like behind the scenes and I struggle. To be honest with you guys, this actually took me like 45 minutes to put this on. And it's embarrassing how long it took me to figure out how to put the seat on and take that silly rubber like stopper out. So anyway guys, that's about it for today's video. So if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you guys have any like comments or any feedback on the bars or like the seat, or if you want to see me do anything with the Indian Chief, just let me know, and I'll see if I can get around to it. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.